Hey guys, welcome back to Fixing It Blind. So today what we got going on is we got an 02 Sportsman 500. This pretty much goes for all Sportsman 500s. This one just happens to be an HO. What we're doing today is we're going to do the oil change on here. There is one thing to think or to note on this is that there is two drain plugs. Okay, if you just drain the reservoir, you're still leaving a lot of oil in the engine. Okay, the other one that most people just skip is this one down here. It's on the right hand side by the brake. If you look in here, you can see, let me grab a wrench, and you run the wrench up through the bottom, this bolt right here, okay? Let's see, can we see? Yeah, we can see it. Okay, you got to break this loose, and it makes a little bit of a mess. You get your hand covered in oil, so you just break her loose, and then you can reach up there a couple fingers and get it to spin loose. I won't show you because it's really hard to film that. But that's where the first bolt is that you want to drain, okay? Or, sorry, the first drain plug is. So I'll get back with you here once I get that drained, okay? All right, you can see that she's open now. And the tricky part with this is you only can get 2 fingers in there. So let's see if I can do this and hold the camera for you at the same time. All right, now we're at the the left front wheel. And in the wheel well, we got this here reservoir, okay? Down at the bottom, we've got a drain plug, okay? And this is where we fill the oil from, okay? So now we want to get our drain pan underneath here. And then go ahead and pull that drain plug out. Now, these have a tendency of leaking, so I'm going to use a tool to loosen it, but I'm going to tighten it back up by hand, okay? Because we don't want, because we don't want to crack it. Because it's just like a brass insert that's like glued in there. All right. Okay, you got her broke loose. Now, simply pull it out. And remember, behind both these drain plugs, this one and the other one, there's a washer, okay? See, there's a little washer on here, okay? This one's plastic, so what we got to do is we got to check it for any kind of cracks. Now they do make, replacement ones for it as well. All right, so you can see here she looks good. Now there's a magnet on here. We got to clean that magnet off as well. Okay, and we just let it drain. All right, put our drain plug back in. Now I tighten it up. I'm going to use the battery ratchet, but I'm not going to hit the button. I'm just going to do it by hand. Okay, you just need to go just tight enough to put a little pressure on that plastic washer to seal it, but you don't want to go so tight that it cracks it or breaks that thing loose. Okay. All right, I'm going to get you all reset up. We're going to take the filter off next. All right, now we're going to move this drain pan back to underneath where the oil filter is. Okay, this is also on the left side of the four-wheeler. Oil filter's right here. You should be able to take it off by hand. If you can't, you can always grab a pliers or, a oil filter pliers. I usually use a paper towel because it gives me a better grip. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, take the oil filter off. Okay, drop that in our pan. We're going to go ahead and take a paper towel, wipe the base, okay? And at this point, we want to make sure that the gasket didn't stick up here, okay? We want to see, we want to see that gasket right here still stuck to the filter. And then make sure that that other one's right there. All right, so we get our new filter out of the box here. We're going to use a CarQuest 95-155. See, 95-155 is the part number. And we get some fresh oil on our finger here, and we get this gasket covered, okay? Doesn't need to be a lot. We just need a little bit on there. And then we get her threaded on here, okay? Make sure she's not cross-threaded, okay? And then once you feel the oil filter hitting the base, okay, then we need to go 3/4 to 1 full turn past that, okay? So that's, as long as you do that and then stop, I go 3/4, then I stop. Next time we'll be able to take it off by hand as well. Okay. All right, I'm going to get you all set up to fill it, because that's all it's left to do is fill it and run it. All right, now you're going to need a long funnel of some sort to go from this fender. You take this plastic off, and then you can go right down between the fender and the chassis, and you can get right down into that reservoir. So now this is kind of a two-step filling process. We're going to fill the reservoir once. We're going to start it up and let it take that oil from the reservoir, put it into the engine and the cooler and everything, and fill up that filter. And then we're going to fill it up again, just to make sure she's topped off. So this engine holds some in the engine, and then it also circulates it through this reservoir, so you get a larger quantity of oil. What we're going to use for oil is we're going to use diesel oil. Okay, diesel oil does not have the friction modifiers in it. Or doesn't have the friction modifiers in it, so it's great, works great for wet clutches. Plus, it has a high amount of zinc in it. Okay, and what that's going to do is that's going to help protect the cylinders and the camshafts a lot more. So we'll go ahead and start filling her up. We're going to put probably, I don't know, about 2 quarts in, then we'll check it. All right, now we're going to go ahead and fire it up. And when we fire it up, we just want to let it idle. We don't want to hit the gas or nothing, because there's no lubrication in there right now. So we'll fire it up, let it run for a little bit, probably 30 seconds to a minute while we check for oil leaks. And where we're going to be checking for oil leaks is right around the oil filter and the 2 drain plugs. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to pull this funnel out and put the dipstick back in. Just kind of get a rough estimate where we're at. And it actually looks like we're good. So we're full. Let me just check it one more time here. All right. And yeah, you can see she's right there, right at the full line. All right, perfect. If you guys have any questions, make sure you leave a comment below. Remember to like, subscribe, and if you want, share the channel. Help us grow. Help us, make it worthwhile to make videos and show people how to do things. Anyway, you guys have a good night.